Back. I don't know what happened. I sincerely don't know what happened. I was literally on 2K earlier today, going over my plans for the off season, and somehow I go back here. I yeah. Somehow I come back onto. I open up 2K25, and I come here, and we've lost. It doesn't make any sense. I don't understand what happened. I really don't. But this okay. It's it sucks that this happened. But I'm gonna have to manage. I'm gonna have to manage. Unfortunately, I can't believe this happened. So yeah, I lost. But I last time I was here, I was at free agency. I'm pretty sure I saved. It auto saves. Auto save is on. Auto save is on. Where is that at, by the way? Auto save. Auto save is on. It auto saved all the way through to free agency, and now it's all gone. So all the way back to the draft. So I'm gonna have to redraft. You got to be kidding me! I had all these plans. Okay, all right. Here's the thing. Okay, uh, I was low key a little disappointed with a couple of the drafts that happened. So maybe this will be okay. Maybe this will turn out um, okay. I don't. This kind of sucks though. This kind of sucks. I wanted to do. What did I want to do? Since we're gonna have to do the draft all over again, and also I learned that team pace, the lower the better. But that's gonna be for another time. I just want to do this now while I'm here. Where is? What am I doing? Yeah, this might not be a good stream. What am I looking for? What the fuck am I looking for? Trades, draft on. Okay, I already did that. Okay, we're gonna have to draft again. I don't understand. I don't understand. I'm gonna like now. I'm a paranoid guy. All right, when this shit happens, now I feel like I have to like make sure I have things saved for sure. All right, so we're gonna have to do this draft again. We're gonna have to do the draft again. This is unbelievable. Let's do automatic draft advancement. Let's go. The king. Oh, that's right. The Kings would take Shaq anyway. Oh, you know what? Leitner. Pause draft. Oh wait, you know what? Um, hold on a second. Oh wait, never mind. Let's just see what happens. Lonzo Mourning. Pretty much everything that's happening, it happened before. Timberwolves take LaFonso Ellis. That might be a little bit different than what happened in real life. Or not real life, but in the previous version of this. Sean Rooks to the Mavericks. The Magic select Robert Ory. So yeah, there's a couple of differences between uh, this draft and last draft. Tim Burrow going to the Warriors. Let's see if Sprewell goes to the Pistons still. Yes, he does. So, okay, there's still some similarities to what happened last time. Walt Williams to the Pacers. I think he went to the Hornets last time. They're taking Jim Jackson, which I actually like that. I actually like that for them. The Bullets taking Tom Gugliotta, which I think happened in my previous 40 or so, if I'm not mistaken. Todd Day going to the Heat, which happened in the previous one. I know this because I went through all of the teams. Steve Rogers to the Celtics. I went through all the teams earlier this afternoon. It's wild that we're back here, honestly. PJ Brown to the Suns. It's wild that we're back here because I spent like over an hour going team by team trying to figure out what my plans were going to be, and this happens. So it's I don't get it. Harold Miner to the Bullets. Okay, Nuggets select Doug Christie, which is what they did last time. The Lakers taking Anthony Peeler. All right. They took Harold Miner in the previous version of this. Tracy Murray to the Sixers, which is what they did last time. So far, everything's pretty much the same. Derek Martin to the Bulls. It's kind of, maybe that's not that bad. They took Brent Price. Maybe that was the second round. Bryant Steve to the Spurs. Knicks liking Adam Keefe, which I believe is what they did last time. Clippers taking Henry Williams. And then let's see who else they take. Um, Lee Mayberry. All right. Um, Utah Jazz taking Brett Roberts. That sucks because the Utah Jazz had taken Bryant Steve, and I had plans for that, but it's fine. Clarence Weatherspoon to the Blazers, which happened in the previous sim. Sasha Danilovic to the Sonics. All right, we're already at the second round. Timberwolves taking John Barry, which is a good pickup for them. So I'm happy about that for them. Marlon Maxey to the Blazers. I wonder if he's Maxey's dad. Hubert Davis to the Mavericks, which is not a bad pickup. Nets select Elmore Spencer. Could be a nice backup big for them. Supersonics taking Ron Ellis. And now we got the Nuggets on the clock. They're going to take David Wesley, which they did last time. Wesley didn't really start playing till the '94 season, so I'll just kind of keep him in reserves for them. But it's actually really nice to have Wesley and Doug Christie on for the Nuggets because they're a developing team, so that could work out for them. Tony Bennett, Virginia coach. He has the eyebrows and everything. Laterial Green, Bulls selecting Anthony Tucker. Miami Heat take Randy Woods out of LaSalle. Don McLean to the Celtics. I turned off recently rookie sign restrictions for trades because rookies get traded all the time. I don't know why they make that a thing. Dexter Cambridge to the Nets. Robert Rodan to the Hawks. I feel like there's still a couple of guys out there. Rockets take Sam Mack. So this is gonna make most of my plans. I had plans for this offseason. I think I could still do most of them. I'm gonna have to make some alterations, but I'll try to make it work. And I'm sorry for the audio. In hopefully the next time I stream, which will probably be either Tuesday or Wednesday, um, I'm gonna have a new headset, which would be nice because I think my audio should be better too. Because I got a headset which is supposed to have good audio out of the mic. Matt Geiger goes to the Suns. Went to the Celtics in the last two Sam Max. Two Sam Max. Uh-oh. Brent Price going to the Warriors. Okay. I like them on the Bulls. Keith Tower to the Jazz. And the Bulls select Bob Martin. I might, because I feel like this is kind of unfair. I like Brent Price on the Bulls a lot. I liked him as the eventual replacement of John Paxson. Um, eventual. Because you got BJ Armstrong. He would take place of John Paxson, the starter. So I think in the '93 season, how it's going to work, at least in this sim, I think BJ Armstrong is going to be the starting point guard for the Bulls, and John Paxson will come off the bench. But then what I was thinking is, when I thought Brent Price was going to be on the Bulls, I was like, okay, cool. So he could be maybe by the '94, '95 season, Brent Price could be the backup point to BJ Armstrong. But yeah, so I might make that happen anyway because I like the idea. Might just do a trade with a one for one trade. No other frills. As far as the Warriors concerned, they have no idea who they picked. You know what I mean? They don't know how good Brent Price is. Brent Price was a good shooter. It's weird we have two Sam Max. I'll just get rid of one and just not make sure he doesn't get signed. Actually, yeah, I could do that literally right now. Let's do that. There we go. Yeah. If you're joining me, for some reason, I had to do the draft all over again. I don't know what 2K, I don't know what happened. But what I should do now is save as, let's do a third entry save. So I'm gonna have to like manually save, and then I have to make sure that I select the third entry every time I go into this because I no longer trust NBA 2K. I lost a bunch of shit. Not that much, honestly. It's not that much. It's just annoying. It's really annoying. Okay, so now we're back. This is where we were at last night. We're back here, and we'll see how the results of this draft that I just had to do. We'll see if things got altered, scenarios, situations. But okay, so we're back. We are back to where we were supposed to be at the beginning of the stream, which was not that long ago. Which is we're gonna make some moves. We're gonna make some moves. The big move of the off season. In fact, let me double check something. I have some moves that I can make. Outside lights. I'm getting I'm getting orders from the missus. Hold on. God damn it. Hmm. All right. All right. I can do the other thing. I can do the other thing later. Okay. All right. Let me double check. So I got on my phone. So I opened up a Google Doc, and right here, I have basically all my plans. Now, once I kind of did it in the order of teams, and by the time I got to the Timberwolves and the Warriors, I was like, I don't know. So by the time I get to like those teams, I might just wing it. Um, we'll just kind of react. Like it's like at a certain point, you do enough teams, and you just sort of you kind of react to other moves. Uh, like my strategy is if this happened, then what would happen next is kind of like my thing, right? So for example, yeah, I think I could do this. Okay, I could do this straight. Okay. Uh, for example, as we all know, 92 offseason in real life, Charles Barkley got traded to the Suns. Um, he demanded a trade. Now, I looked into it. I looked into the trade that happened in real life because during my stream last time, I was entertaining the idea of sending. I knew that Jeff Hornacek was involved in that trade. I thought there were first round picks involved in that trade. There were not actually. There were not first round picks involved in that trade in real life. In fact, um, I checked the transactions page for the 92, 93 seasons, and they don't really first round picks aren't thrown around lightly. It's something that I noticed in this era. I feel like when I did my previous 40-year sim, by the time I got to the 93 season, I was just kind of doing things on my own. But when I started the 40-year sim, hey, how's it going? Hey, yeah, we're here. I had to redraft. For some reason, I opened up my NBA and I was here, not here. But the good news is that most of the guys ended up being drafted where they were uh, last time. It's not that different. So like Shaq is still a king, Leitner's still a Nugget, Alonzo Mourning's still a Buck. There's some slight differences, but like Latrell Sprewell's still a Piston. Robert Orr is now in the Magic. Sean Rooks is on the Mavericks. Um, so yeah, that was some weirdness to happen to me, and I have learned to make sure I manually save my stuff, and then I'm gonna have to just when I come back to it, I'm gonna have to come to this one right here, number three, because autosave wasn't auto saving. for some reason. I don't know what happened. Or maybe I don't know if it was autosave issue or if I like closed out of the game without save. I don't know what happened. I really don't understand what happened. It was bizarre because I did the 40-year sim for 2.5 years. I never had any issues like this before. So, all right. But what I was saying before, the Suns in real life did not involve any first round picks. And I was looking into when Barkley almost got traded to the Lakers, what the terms of that trade were. Because the once I saw what that trade was going to be, I got a little excited. I got a little excited because that trade, you can look this up. That trade was supposed to be James Worthy and Eldon Campbell for, I believe, Charles Barkley and Ron Anderson. Now, the problem I have is that Ron Anderson is a free agent, uh, but I decided to go with, instead of Ron Anderson, actually, no, I think I just didn't mind that. I think I just ignored that part. So I don't want to trade Jason Williams. I have plans for Jason Williams for another thing, so I'm going to keep him here for now. Um, so yeah, I think it's going to be Barkley for James Worthy, Eldon Campbell, and who they just draft, Anthony Peeler. So that's going to be the trade. No first round picks because there are no first round picks in this potential deal. Um, and now you could argue that maybe the Lakers adding a first round pick would for sure get them Barkley over like what the Suns have to offer. Um, and I could do that just to justify the move. Yeah, I do think Sabonis probably was the reason why they wanted all. I almost feel bad that I put him on that team because I thought it was just like a fun thing to do for the Sonics. I didn't think that they would win at all because of Sabonis. I mean, it wasn't just Sabonis, but he definitely helped. Yeah, I think so too. But like, who knew? How was I supposed to know that was going to happen, right? Um, and like in the previous sim, he was good, but he never helped the Kings win the championship. They were really good for a long time though. So, but yeah, I am going to add a lottery protected pick just to justify the yeah. Michael Jordan Finals MVP. Yeah, so if you missed my previous stream, yeah, the Bulls lost to the Supersonics uh in my previous stream, and but somehow Michael Jordan won Finals MVP. And yeah, I had put Arvydas Sabonis on the Supersonics during the regular season, just just because I thought it'd be fun, and then that ended up being the reason why they won the title. So there you go. But this is going to be the trade, right in your faces. Charles Barkley for James Worthy, Eldon Campbell, Anthony Peeler, and lottery protected first, which will likely convey in 93. So this is the terms that I'm going to go with. We're going to make this trade, and that's it. Barkley is now a Laker. Now he's 32, which who is 32 in real life? Who's 32? He should be 34, right? Well, my brain is. Oh, because Magic Johnson. No, no, he can't have Magic Johnson change his number. No, 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 no. He'll be 34 because he changed his number to 34 with the Suns, and Magic Johnson goes back to 32. There you go. Yeah, can't have Magic Johnson changing. There's no way Magic Johnson would change his number. Come on. All right, 32 Magic Johnson, 34 Charles Barkley. Uh, so that's the first deal. That's the first big move of the offseason is that. Um, I generally like going team by team just because it makes sense in my head. I do have to. I think I have to add more depth to this Lakers squad. I also the other thing that I have to what I noticed, a lot of the field goal percentages were down in this sim. Like for example, Sadell Threat shot 35% from the field. And this seems to happen a lot. Like Sam Perkins went from shooting nearly 50% to 42%. This is across the board though. 40 almost 48% from the field to 37%. Vlade Divac. He was 57% from the field all the way to 40%. So I feel like I have to fix. There's something needs to be fixed there, which I'll do off stream because that's going to be. I'm going to try and see if it is it tendencies. Like what was it that was? Why was that happening? Right? Like why was he so bad? It looks like he shot 46% from the field. Um, no, I didn't just coach sliders yet. I definitely will have to do that before I get into the '93 season. But yeah, I'm pointing out though, like the adjustments need to be made because like everyone's percentages were down in this sim. Everyone's. So I have to fix that. Like Dennis Scott, 3D Scott never averages 32% from 3 point percentage from 3 point land. Nick Anderson, okay, he did okay, but you know what I mean. Like that should not be a thing. There, come on. So yeah, I definitely have to make some fixes um, off stream once we're done here. So yeah, that's the real that's a fun trade to start off with. Um, okay, yeah, I pulled something up. Uh, that I might do adjusting some sliders that I might do. Okay. Um, so let's start with the Sixers because the reason why the Sixers would make this move is because obviously Charles Barkley demands to trade, but the Sixers made the playoffs last year in 92. They won 51 games. So in the Sixers' mind, why would they want to try to they're not going to try and rebuild. They want to still be competitive. So they added James Worthy. They got a young Anthony Peeler coming off the bench for Hersey Hawkins. And then who did I want to have as point guard? I had a good idea for point guard. Um, Scott Scott Skiles maybe he's a free agent. Um, Nobody big, but like possibly trading Steve Kerr. That's one actually what I wanted to do. Um, I had an idea to trade Steve Kerr to the Sixers because right now there's a log jam at point guard here, and in real life Steve Kerr got traded to the Magic. But I think I like this idea. Uh, you'll see why later, but I'm going to trade Jason Williams um, in like 2 seconds. 2 seconds to the Cavs for Steve Kerr. All right. So basically, I got another move for the Sixers. But yeah, so we got our point guards are now Johnny Dawkins and Steve Kerr. We got Hersey Hawkins and a rookie Anthony Peeler coming off the bench. So I like the guard rotation. We got James Worthy um, starting. And then we got Armin Gilliam. We got Eldon Campbell, a young Eldon Campbell being the starting center. So like the Sixers do have young guys, right? But they still want to be competitive, right? They got young players, but uh they're still competitive, which I like. Um so yeah, I got Eldon starting, I got Armin Gilliam starting, James Worthy, Hersey Hawkins, and Johnny Dawkins. Um Instead of hold on, I gotta fix this now. Anthony Peeler in reserves. Writing this down. I got to re-sign Ron Anderson. Um, I thought about Dale Ellis also, but because Dale Ellis got traded for Tracy Murray in real life, and my only problem though is that Dale Ellis would then be a backup basically if we did that. And I think I want him to start somewhere. So I don't think I want to do that. Um, and I think we'll just keep Tracy Murray on the Sixers and let him develop um, behind James Worthy. So I think we might be good here. You know, you could argue that maybe I could bolster. We could use another power. Oh, that's right. We're going to sign Ron Anderson. Let's do that. Let's do that right now. Yeah, ACDC. All right. Sorry, I'm just trying to like. I can't do this. So let's re-sign Ron Anderson. So, actually, I don't want to. I want to for someone like him. I want to do like a 2 year deal. Let's do a 2 year deal. Let's not get tied to Ron Anderson. So Ron Anderson, and that pretty much. What else? What else do they have? What's their 14 players? Ryan Anderson would be player 15. This roster is done, as far as I'm concerned, right? Eldon Campbell, let him develop. Armin Gillian was actually pretty good last year, despite all the field goal percentages being down. He's actually pretty solid and a good defender, generally speaking. Although they say he's a B minus defender, so maybe he's not a good defender. But I think overall, I like what we have here for the Sixers. You know, I think they should still be around a 50 win team. Um, and they got an extra first round pick out of the Charles Barkley deal, so I like where the Sixers are at. Milwaukee Bucks um, are interesting in that in real life, Milwaukee got rid of a lot of their uh, veterans. So if you look at what the team looks like right now, um, you got Jay Humphreys, you got Alvin Robertson, you got Dale Ellis, you got Larry Kriskowiak, Moses Malone. All these guys were gone in '93. I think maybe Moses Malone was still there, but everyone else they shipped them off, and I think we should pretty much do the same thing. Now the deal that they did with the Jazz, so they traded Jay Humphreys to the Jazz. Yeah. So the thing is, like, they got Alonzo Mourning, right? And I think this is a sign that it's time to get young, right? It's time to rebuild. It's time to get young. So in real life, I like, and like that's the great thing about looking at the transactions page of Basketball Reference is that like sometimes you're like, why did they do that? But other times I'm like, actually, that was a good idea. I actually like that idea, that trade idea. So let's do Humphreys, Alvin Robertson, and Larry Kaskariak. Now, Robinson went somewhere else. I think they maybe even waived him. Um, but we're gonna do this for the Jazz, and in the Jazz gave up Blue Edwards, um, Eric Murdoch, and anybody else. I think I had another idea. Maybe this guy who just got drafted, Brett Roberts. I could do that. Yeah, I'll give him the rookie, the guy that they just drafted. Actually, no. Who are we moving up? I think this is fair enough. Let's just do this. Yeah, so I'll make this trade. There we go. Milwaukee. Their starting point guard is 24-year-old Eric Murdoch. Uh, yeah, Ellis is going to get traded too. Burkowski is probably going to be the starting power forward. They're not going to be very good. All right, I think that's pretty clear, right? But that's kind of by design. They're not supposed to be very good this year. Um, they're trying to get more picks. They're trying to get good players. Uh, Blue Edwards is going to be their starting small forward, just like in real life. Now, I do want to deal Dale Ellis somewhere. Uh, let me see. I feel like I had some openings. I still have some roster openings. So some like potential places where Dale Ellis could go that I wasn't. All right, let me just check really quick. Let's see. Not the Lakers, not the Magic, the Mavericks maybe, but they're not really competing. Not the Nuggets. Mm, The Rockets maybe. Rockets big maybe. It might be the Rockets. That might be what we end up doing. Let's look at Dale Ellis's numbers. Now, let's just pay attention to this. He's a good 3 point shooter. He's a great 3 point shooter. This is garbage. This means nothing. Dale Ellis is a great 3 point shooter. I think he'd be a great fit for the what the Rockets are doing. So I think I want to do a Rockets deal. Uh, let's do it now. Let's do that now. And like I think for the most part, we're gonna consider ourselves. Oh yeah, Houston. That's a good idea. We could do that. Yeah, he could come off the bench for Houston. That's true. Malik Sealy. Malik Sealy for DLS is actually that's actually pretty solid. That'd be a solid plan. Now I think the Rockets they're going to be re-signing Kenny the Jet Smith. We're not at the Rockets yet, but um, we're signing Kenny Smith, Brennan Maxwell, and then yeah, they drafted Malik Sealy. They're going to trade him for Dale Ellis. I think that's perfect. And we'll throw in Moses Malone. That's a good idea. We'll do that. It's a good idea. Malik Sealy. Let's and actually yeah, because Dale Ellis in real life was traded for a rookie. So there you go. Dale Ellis, Malik Sealy. Rest in peace, right? Malik Sealy passed away, I believe. Let's see what are the salaries? 130. What's Moses Malone's salary? 160. Yeah. Malik Sealy. That's a lot for Malik Sealy. Anybody else to throw in here? What's their maybe a couple seconds? A couple second round picks. Yeah, that's fine. Malik Sealy to the Bucks for Dale Ellis and Moses Malone. So that's pretty much the Bucks then. Going here. They got 11 players. I think we still have. Okay, so the Bucks have Eric Murdoch. They got Sealy. Maybe we'll change. Oh shit! Nope, 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 nope. Maybe we'll move Blue Edwards to shooting guard. Let's see how badly does that affect. 77. Yikes! How about Malik Sealy? 75. Huh. All right. Well, for now we'll move Blue Edwards to shooting guard. We might change. I might change my mind. Um, but like on paper, you got Murdoch, who's developing. You got Sealy, who's a rookie. You got Mourning. This is a nice rebuild team. I think this is a nice rebuild team. We might have to fill in this roster a little bit more, but for the most part, let me go back to my Google Doc. I think that's what I needed. That's what I want to do for now. Okay, yeah, resign Jeff Grayer. He's in. Okay, so I'll do that. What else? That'd be 12 players. Got Fred Roberts coming off the bench. I feel like they need a better, at least a more decent backup point guard than what they have here. But overall, though, I think I'm good. I think I'm good. So we'll come back. We'll have to circle back to the Bucks to fill in the rest of the roster. So let's move on to the Bullets. I don't really think I have many moves for the Bullets. I don't even know why I put that away. Okay, yeah. What I want to do for the Bullets. Oh, that's right. Didn't get the Bullets originally had drafted Robert Ory, but now he's on the Magic because of that little mess up. But they got Gugliotta. Okay, they got Gugliotta. Okay, that solves that. Don't have to worry about power forward because they got Gugliotta. They got Purvis Ellison. Um, they got Harvey Grant. They got John Williams coming off the bench. They got Harold Miner, which actually that they got a lot of shooting guards now. Now that they have Harold Miner, I wonder if they bring back Rex Chapman. They might. They might not. They got Ramil Robinson, uh, Andre Turner. They could probably use a backup point guard. That's better than that. Yeah, Legs is definitely going to get some minutes. I want him to get. I'm impatient sometimes. I want him to get minutes now. Um, yeah, we got to get. Well, I might boost him myself before the season starts to around like a 75 ish, and just I want him to be a 3-point sniper machine in this sim because like he was in my last sim, but we didn't really see him at all. So hopefully he pops up from time to time. But yeah, overall his potential. Let me check that. Hey, I think I did that. I think I did that. Is it 68? Yeah, he's 60 overall. Isn't that crazy disrespectful? His potential is at a 90 now. I don't know. He wasn't that good. He never started, but he was a great player off the bench. But I have a lot of love for Tim Legler, so that's great. Okay, but yeah, bullets. We don't have much more work to do with the bullets. It might be too high. I maybe I'll turn it down a little bit. It really doesn't matter because I'm probably gonna just manually boost him to around like a 74, 75. There we go, 82. All right, there. Uh, where are they at? How many players do they have? 15. So the boats are pretty full. Do they have any obvious like? They got Andre Turner here. They might have to cut some guys, and yeah, Larry Stewart coming off the bench. They don't have a backup center. All right, yeah, we'll have to circle back to the Bullets. We have to cut some players to make their roster make sense a little bit more. That's the Bulls so far. The Bulls. Okay, yeah. So the Bulls. I was really excited about them getting Brent Price. So I'm just gonna. He ended up on the Warriors in the redraft that I did not want to do, but I had to. So I'm just gonna. Who was it? This guy, yeah, Bob Martin. We're just doing a one for one. I want Brent Price to eventually take over the backup point position for the Bulls. So we're just doing a 1-1 trade. I want him on the Bulls. He was supposed to be on the Bulls. He's on the Bulls now. Okay. Okay. So we got B.J. Armstrong. We're gonna have to re-sign John Paxson because John Paxson actually had a solid season. You look at his numbers compared to. I mean, he's a good player. He still has some juice left. So we're gonna re-sign John Paxson. 2-year deal sounds fair. Do that. What else we have to do? We got Jordan, obviously. There was somebody I was gonna sign to back up Jordan. We got Pippen. Oh yeah, Kukoc. I have to resign. Actually, what I want to do what I want to do with that, we got Kukoc to worry about. Tony Kukoc. Now Tony Kukoc. Hold on a second. Who has cap space? Okay. What I might do is sometimes if you try to resign a restricted free agent, uh, your own restricted free agent, it gets all messed up. So I'm gonna make the Bucks put out an offer, and then the Bulls are gonna match it. So the Bucks are gonna offer this contract to Tony Kukoc, and then I'm gonna have the Bulls match it. So that's the plan there. Okay. So Tony Kukoc is coming back to the Bulls. He's gonna be their backup small forward. What else? For the most part, I think we probably bring back the center position. They don't have that much money. They don't have any cap space, so you kind of have to bring back Bill Cartwright. Yeah, clearly. Bring back Bill Cartwright. Pretty much everyone's going to be leaving. All these guys, Paxson, Cartwright, they're going to be gone by like 94, 95. So the timeline is about right. Um, Bill Cartwright. I know exactly. Okay. Purdue, again, he's another guy who suffered because of 2K's uh, field goal percentage madness. Yeah, this game is absolutely can drive you crazy sometimes. Okay, so I think I want to focus on instead of like doing crazy things to the Bulls, I just have to make sure that these percentages go back up, right? There's no reason for any starter to be shooting 27% from the field, right? Doesn't make any no NBA player should be doing this, right? That's something that I want to make sure doesn't happen again. Because like this is bullshit. What the fuck? No why the Bulls struggled in the regular season. Look at their bench. You know, Stacey King did okay, right? Michael Jordan did okay. I know. So yeah, I want to try and prevent that. I want to make sure that guys like Will Purdue shoot closer to like 45, 50% from the field, like they're supposed to. Uh, it annoys me that that happens. Oh, but I did want to. What was I looking at? I was thinking of Anthony Bowie. How many players they have already? 12. Tony Kukoc, Bill Cartwright brings us to 14. Did I offer some? Oh, John Paxson. So I did want to offer. Oh, I can cut later. I want to bring in Anthony Bowie or Anthony Bowie because I think he'd be a good shooter to have for this team coming off the bench, right? With Jordan, you just want shooters and defenders. You don't want anyone taking the ball out of his hands too much. I learned that. I learned that with my old 4 years in. I would sign a guy with a great ball handler, and then Michael Jordan isn't getting his usage goes down, and the whole team falls apart. So you just want guys who can catch and shoot. Obviously Pippen to be a backup ball handler and defender, and then you want bigs who can play defense. Yeah. So I think we're pretty good. We'll have to cut somebody uh, by the time we're all done, but that's the Bulls. Cavaliers. Now I had this thought with the Cavaliers. Uh, yeah, three and D's. I had this thought with the Cavaliers, which is so Brad Daugherty's a free agent, but this Magic team didn't draft Shaq. Shaq is not on the Magic. And look at this. Look at these guys. Nick Anderson, 3D Scott. Now they have Robert Ory, right? The Orlando Magic need a center. Then they have cap space. Oh, they did. Wait a minute. What happened? They had cap space. Wait. Okay, they do have cap space. Okay, you can see right there they do have cap space. So Brad Daugherty is going to get an offer from the Magic because they didn't get Shaq. His interest is low. Maybe if I can't make it any better. That maybe we'll give him a player option. That doesn't really help him, huh? No trade clause. Oh, I can't do that. Player option makes it a little bit better. Um, he's going to sign with the Magic. I'm going to make sure it happens because then the Cavs. So the Cavs will then they'll have to give Jason Williams. Well, you think that's sacrilegious? I think it's a good idea. My idea though is to have Jason Williams develop as their starting center. That's kind of my goal. Because in real life, Brad Daugherty, uh, in real life, injuries cut his career short. And so my idea is to have Jason Williams, Howard Williams at center, and then you have Nance. Fair, we get a little bit more minutes. I mean, the Cavaliers are going to be a little bit worse, right? Ebbs and flows of the NBA, it's going to suffer. It's the Shaq effect. Orlando Magic don't get Shaq. They have to make a move. They have to get some center, right? They can't just trust that they're going to get a center in the next. So I think it's a domino effect. That's how I see it, right? So for example, the Lakers getting Charles Barkley is a domino effect of sorts that we'll explore. And Orlando Magic not getting Shaq. Like, what would they do? So, like, what would they do if they don't get Shaq? Well, who's available? Brad Daugherty, Ronnie Cycli, uh, nobody else. Benoit Benjamin. There's no other centers in the market except for those two guys. And Daugherty is clearly the better player than Ronnie Cycli at this point in their careers, right? So, and they have the cap space to do it. So I think it's the right move. I want to see the Magic be good. I want to see Nick Anderson. I want to see 3D Scott like pop. Yeah, I don't know. I want to see those guys. I want to jump into those games. I want the Magic to be worth watching. And maybe they end up being bad and they have to draft somebody next year. But I don't think there's a big center in any of the draft, is there? There's Chris Webber. He's a power forward, but I don't think there's a big man. I don't think there's unless I'm forgetting somebody. I don't think there's a big man in the 93 draft that obviously no one's as game breaking as Shaq. Who's in the 93 draft? I can't pull it up yet. 93 NBA draft. Obviously you got Penny and you got Chris Webber. You have Vin Baker, Sean Bradley. Vin Baker's a power forward more than a center. So yeah, there's really not a center in next year's draft. So like you're just delaying getting a good center. So yeah, so I think it's an interesting little left turn for this sim. Uh, so we're gonna stick with it. But yeah, Hot Rod, Jason Williams, Larry Nance, Danny Ferry probably get minutes in this scenario. They have 11 players. Okay. We can see once we get through all the starters, we'll see if there's any good power forwards left for the Cavs to sign. They got Reggie Williams. Um, Reggie Williams, who I really like that move that I did to toot my own horn. Craig Elo, John Battle, Mark Price, Terrell Brandon getting more minutes now that Steve Kerr is somewhere else. That's another reason to trade Steve Kerr. So on Terrell Brandon, he's going to come along in this new system um, uh, as the young point guard. Eventually, he's going to replace Mark Price at some point. And then eventually Jason Williams is going to replace Howard Williams as center. So like the Matt Cavaliers slowly have a succession plan in place. Bobby Phil's right, kind of under the surface, might be a starter in a year or two. So they got these guys, they got these young players who might take over for these veterans. Um, I think the glaring needs right now is a backup small forward. Um, and yeah, I think at this point, we're good with the Cavs and can move on to the Celtics, which I don't really have any much. They're in a weird spot, right? You can't get rid of now. What's really sacrilege is putting Larry Bird on a different team and Kevin McHale on a different team. As much as I would like these guys to move on, like in my last sim, let's see, Larry Bird's 36. Let's do a 2-year deal for Bird, and then McHale a 2-year deal. They're gonna take up a lot of cap space too. And then Sherman Douglas, who was their starter, I think, we'll bring him back. So yeah, the Celtics are just kind of exactly yeah. The Celtics are just kind of in this uh what do you call it? Limbo. They're in limbo until those guys move on. They're kind of stuck. Um, so you got D Brown. You'll have Sherman. Yeah, Indiana would be all right, but yeah, Sherman, Douglas, D Brown, Bagley, um, and Reggie Lewis will kind of be their guard rotation. Got Gamble and Rick Fox getting minutes. I don't Did he get much minutes last year? He did. Um, they got Don McLean, who they drafted. Pinkney with wait, Pinkney. Okay, yeah, Pinkney got minutes, right? He was like 14 minutes. Okay. So yeah, Pinkney and McHale, Parrish, and Joe Klein. They actually had a pretty solid season backing up our Parrish. Anybody else? I just put out offers to 3 guys. That put them at 13 players. So yeah, we'll see if there's anybody else that need to sign, but that's good for now. Okay, the Clippers. So it's taking a while. I'm trying to go fast, and it's still taking a while. The Clippers. This was the offseason with the Clippers. Yeah, yeah. Well, we'll see. There's really the thing is there's like nobody. There's no centers. Tarpley, right? Mike Brown. But I want to see if anybody else needs a center before I just give a center to the Celtics. Okay. Plus they have Parrish still. Clippers though. So in real life, I gotta like pull this up because the Clippers were involved in a really complicated 3-team trade in real life at this time that I thought was pretty crazy. Um, that's the thing. It's like sometimes real life is sometimes more interesting than what you can make up. That's why I like to look at the transactions. that actually happened. Like think about Luka Doncic to the Lakers, right? And in a million years, I would have never thought to have traded Luka Doncic to the Lakers, right? Uh, so sometimes real life can be crazier than uh, anything you can come up with. But the Clippers had a three-team trade where they sent Doc Rivers and Charles Smith to the Knicks, took back Mark Jackson and from the Knicks and Stanley Roberts from the Magic. So it would look something like this. Wait, I can't do it, can I? Because Doc Rivers is not. Okay, I have to wait. Damn it! All right, I'll wait on that one. So eventually, so I'm going to re-sign, basically sign and trade Doc Rivers because I think this is first of all, this was a yeah, that was a real trade. Doc Rivers was sent to the Knicks with Charles Smith, and then the Mark Jackson was sent to the from the Clippers to the Knicks, and the Clippers also took Stanley Roberts from the Magic, and the Magic, by the way, got two first round picks out of this three-team trade. So, and this Magic team right here could use two first round picks. So. Um, we're gonna offer to re-sign Doc Rivers so we could trade him later. Um, but yeah, so we're gonna do that because I think that's a fun trade to do, and I didn't get to do that in the previous sim. What else? Ron Harper, Danny Manning, yeah. Okay, yeah, we can't really do that three-team trade yet. We can't do it yet. Also, they traded Olden Polynice to the Pistons. Um, but we'll wait until the three-team trade before we do anything else with the Clippers. That's kind of like they have 12 players already. Let's see, any other glaring issues here? So eventually they'll get Mark Jackson. They got some young point guards who could back up Mark Jackson, Lee Mayberry here or Henry Williams. They got Harper and Kimball, um, who might get more minutes. Charles Smith will go to the Knicks. I might add another two guard here because their guard rotation is a little lacking. Ken Norman will be their starter once we deal with Charles Smith. Then you got Danny Manning, Loy Vaught, and then Stanley Roberts will be their starting center. So we could maybe deal Olden Polynice or keep him, but for now, this is where we're at for now. But we're gonna do once all the free agency stuff is done, the three-team trade. The Hawks, I have an interesting trade for them too, but I'm gonna kind of do another like quote unquote sign and trade, because these contracts are all over the place. So for now, we are re-signing Michael Adams and we're re-signing Dominique Wilkins for now. Not to 5 years though. That's kind of insane. Let's do 3 years for Dominique. Um, anything else I want to do yet? Probably not. I think that's all I want to do right now for the Hawks. I have some ideas for the Hawks, but I can't do it until they sign their free agents. The Heat. For now, we're just re-signing Cycli. Nothing too crazy for the Heat yet. Yeah, we'll re-sign him to a full 4 year deal. That's it so far. Let's see what the player wise 14. Yeah, they already have 14 players. We'll dive into the Heat a little bit later. We gotta get going. The Hornets too. Let's see. They got Jim Jackson, which I really like that idea of Jim Jackson being their starting small forward. So they got Jim Jackson, Kendall Gill, Bogues, Larry Johnson, J.R. Reed. I think the one thing that they're lacking is a backup point. Um, future Virginia coach is their backup point guard right now, or he was a Virginia coach. Now he's not there anymore. Retired. So yeah, I think only backup point guard is what they're going to have to address there. I like where the Hornets are going. They didn't get Alonzo Mourning, but I like where they're going. The Jazz, I think the trade that I made, I think they're good now. Stockton, Humphreys, Robertson, Robertson. I think I wanted to re-sign Jeff Malone. Uh, they got Corbin here. They got Karl Malone, Chris Kowiak coming off the bench. Mark Eaton, Isaac Austin, who I think could develop to be. Oh, and Dina Raja. I also want to re-sign Dina Raja for them. So I do like that idea for them. So let's re-sign Jeff Malone. I think I'm going to move Jeff Malone. Wait, hold on. Yeah, I like that. I like the Robertson, Malone, Corbin. One of these guys are not gonna. One of them, we're not gonna. One of them are gonna have to come off the bench, but I like that move for them. So let's get Jeff Malone to like a 3-year deal, and Dino Raj is a restricted free agent, so we'll have to do this. Who has cap space? Who has cap space? Come on. Yeah, Jazz are pretty good. Jazz are pretty good. Um, what's the where is Raja now? Go here. Here's Raja. He wants $2.35 million a year. So anybody with that cap space, present yourselves, please. Okay. We'll have the Spurs make an offer just to get him off the board. There he is. All right. Spurs will make that offer. Roger was a good player too. Okay. They can't make that offer apparently. Can anybody make that offer? Sonics. Let's try that. They are just making an offer. They're not actually signing him. The Jazz will sign him. Okay, back to the Jazz. I think that's all I want to do for the Jazz right now is re-sign those guys. They got a pretty loaded, stacked roster right now, and that would bring them up to 15 players. So yeah, we're good there. The Kings. It's going to be weird. It's going to be weird at first. They got Shaq. They got Mitch Richmond. So two great players there. I think Spud Webb is a Spud Webb and Mitch Richmond is a solid backcourt. Women Tisdale, Shaq. They're gonna re-sign Lionel Simmons, L Train. So they have like a decent starting five, not great, but a decent starting five. So anybody else that would give them 14 players. Randy Brown, maybe we develop him to be their backup point. Uh, I get to a certain point where I just start signing guys, but for now I'm just kind of. So yeah, Lionel Simmons will be the small forward. You got Tisdale, you got Bonner, you got Shaq, you got Cosmo coming off the bench. All right, that's pretty much what we need to do for the Kings for now. The Knicks, we have to wait on that 3-team trade before we can really do anything fun with the Knicks. Um, and I'm pretty sure I'm going to be dealing Joe Wilkins. One thing we can do now for the Knicks though. Hold on a second. Are you sure this is fun to watch? Rolando Blackman for Kiki Vandeweghe. Hold on a second. Let me just make sure there was no. This is a real trade, and the Knicks actually need this. We actually need. They actually need Rolando Blackman, and they're going to re-sign John Starks. But hold on. Was there anything else to this trade, or was it just that? It was. Okay, so they just flat out released Gerald Wilkins. I might throw Gerald Wilkins to the Clippers. I might put Wilkins to the Clippers in that 3-team trade deal that I'm gonna do. Because he could still play at least in the sim. Traded a first round draft pick to the. Oh, okay. But you know what? For contract purposes, let's do Kiki for Vonda Blackman, and then we're gonna have to give the Mavericks a 1995 first round pick. It looks like it's unprotected. Yikes. But yeah, this is a real trade that happened. Except I'm adding Kiki Vandeweghe because I want to match salaries at least a little bit. At least a little bit. I could probably add another salary filler, but I don't want to deplete this team too much. I could put Gerald Wilkins there, I guess, but or Tim McCormick. Actually, yeah, let's do that. That would put the Mavericks at 15 players. Let's do it. Okay. Okay. All right. So that's it for now. The Knicks will have to resign John Starks. So we'll do that too. Don't want to forget about that. Anything else? I don't think so. Um, okay. Kenny the Jet Smith and Rockets. Let me just kind of like, okay. Celtics, Doherty to the Magic, Dominic Wilkins to the Heat, or Hawks, sorry. Bernard King, I'm not sure yet. Not sure yet with Bernard King, but we'll see. Once the dust settles, we'll be able to figure out what to do with Bernard King. Um, Ricky Pierce, I have plans for him. I'll get into that. Horace Grant. Oh shit. Oh shit. Uh-oh. They have no off. Okay, then I'll have to wait till next time. But Horace Grant will go to the Bulls, obviously. Uh, I almost forgot. It's not. It doesn't matter. We're at day one of moratorium. It's not a big deal. Not a big deal. He would go to the Bulls. Jeff Malone to the Jazz. Likely to the Heat. Starks to the Knicks. Michael Williams. In real life, got traded to the Timberwolves. I might do that deal too, but I'll have to sign him to the Pacers first. Lionel Simmons to the Kings. Mikhail to the Celtics. The Jet Smith. He would go back to the Rockets. Scott Skiles. Uh, I'm almost certainly going to have him go back to the Magic, but I might wait. I might wait to see if Brad Doherty's deal goes through before I do that. Um, Tony Kukoc. In fact, I'm actually kind of worried that signing Doherty is going to screw up Scott Skiles, but we'll see what I have to do. We'll see if there's anything I can do about that. Okay, Kukoc to the Bulls. Cliff Robinson, not sure yet. Bill Benjamin probably going to go back to the Sonics. Theus, I don't know. Raja to the Jazz. Tarpley, I'll just kind of put him somewhere. Ron Anderson to the Sixers. Doc Rivers eventually to the Knicks. Rex Chapman, up in the air. Up in the air with him. Gary Grant, also up in the air. Kevin Edwards. Bowie to the Bulls. Terry Mills, he's a really good player. He was a really good player in my last sim. This one's also up in the air. It's gonna depend on who has cap space. Um, Sabalos to the Suns. Maybe Terry Mills goes to the Suns too. Might do that. Cage probably goes back to the Sonics. And Trunk Carp was it Spurs last time? He might go back to the Spurs. Doug West probably back to the Timberwolves. Um, but they can't win when they're yeah a little bit. Yeah, yeah, it definitely bothers me. I try not to think about it. If I don't think about it, I don't get bothered by it. Actually, let me just make sure. Well, since I'm here, Dwayne Farrell goes back to the Hawks. Since I'm there, Walt Davis, not sure yet. Paxson to the Bulls. Cartwright to the Bulls. Douglas to the Celtics. Mike Brown, I don't know yet. We're pretty much Matt Buller will go back to the Rockets. I'm just making sure I know what I'm doing here. John Sally, don't know yet. Avery Johnson, I think I have him going to the Spurs. And okay, Murray Ellie has to go somewhere too. Anybody else? Jeff Grayer has to go to the Bucks. Let's do that. That's the plan anyway. Scotty Brooks has to go somewhere, and I don't know yet. Okay, I think that's it for now. That's it. I think anybody down here that's like Daryl Armstrong has to go somewhere, but I don't know yet. Daryl Armstrong, he's going to be a long-term project. This guy, he's a long. He doesn't really come along till the late '90s. He like kind of like he kind of hangs around for a couple of years and then becomes a starter in the late '90s in real life. So, um, Jay Vincent. Okay, at this point, Tony Massenberg, we'll see. I didn't really get to do anything with him last time. Maybe I'll try to get him to be a starter somewhere or a rotational player. Okay, okay, Jude Bushler. Yeah, yeah. I mean that. You definitely want to make sure that the majority of your league uh has faces that look right. Um, yeah, because otherwise, Yeah, I do like. I definitely like an element of realism, a strong element of realism. Otherwise, it just kind of doesn't work for me. Okay, Knicks. I think we were at the Knicks. Who they re-signed John Starks. Lakers. Where are they at now? Because let's see. Lakers. They got Barkley. Lakers got Barkley. They got Threaten, Magic Johnson. They got Byron Scott. They got Terry Teagle. Um, uh, Barkley will probably in this scenario be small forward, and then you got AC Green and Sam Perkins, Divac. They definitely have some holes to fill, but we won't fill them until we know what the cat after the moratorium. We have to wait till after the moratorium to fill them. The Magic, same thing. They just made an offer to Brad Doherty, so I can't really fill the roster until after the moratorium until I know what their salary cap situation is. So they're kind of stuck at 9 players for now. The Mavericks, yeah, I just have a note to make sure Mavericks get younger. The Nets, right? Okay, I can't do anything with the Nets yet. The Nuggets, the Pacers, the Pistons, the Rockets. Let's go to let's go to the. Did I make that deal yet? Right. Okay, yeah. Deal Ellis is on the Rockets. Okay, yeah, I did that deal earlier. The Spurs. Now the Spurs. Let's see what their cap space is. 259. And how much is Ricky Pierce asking for? One. Okay. So Ricky Pierce is going to sign with the Spurs. I've decided. It makes sense. It works. And they have enough money left to sign Avery Johnson. So let's do that too. They should have enough money left to do that. And we want to do a big deal for him. He's a steal at that contract. So yeah, Avery Johnson and Ricky Pierce. You know, because I put Arvidas Sabonis on the Sonics, we have to weaken the Sonics a little bit, um, because I kind of gifted Sabonis to the Sonics. So in an effort, I want to make sure to balance things out a little bit. We'll do it that way. The Suns are interesting because they didn't get Barkley, right? So what did the Suns do? Yeah, Kevin Johnson, you got Hornacek. I like this backcourt a lot. Um, Dan Marley, they got Tom Chambers. I like PJ Brown. I like that. They got crazy power forwards. We'll have to figure something out with that. Crazy power forward situation. They got a lot of them. They got 15 players. Um, and I already showed you how there's not much else. There's not much else. No, there's not many free agents where I have no plans for them. So they're kind of. I mean, I could sign Terry Mills and give them yet another power forward, but they have a lot of power forwards at this point. So we might wait until before the season starts to see if we can make any more deals for the Suns. Because they definitely have a team. Unfortunately for them, they definitely have a team where if they had another star player, they would be one of the best teams in the West. But they lost out on Charles Barkley, and so they're kind of like uh, shuffling. They're trying to figure out what the next move is, and it's not there yet. The Sonics, so they will have to replace Ricky Pierce with somebody. Peyton McMillan. Um, they got Danilovic, who I'm not quite sure in real life. I'm not sure what kind of a player he was, if he was good or not. Um, don't know much about him, but obviously Rex Chapman. Rex Chapman would be a natural backup situation for them. That actually would make sense. But can they afford him? I guess they can. We could do that. Rex Chapman. I mean, he's a good player, but I don't think he puts them over the top. I don't think he makes them finals contenders. Um, I think they're already finals contenders. I don't think he makes them like over the top. I think it's the natural next. If you can't get Ricky Pierce back, you sign Rex Chapman. So I think that makes sense. Timberwolves, I think my main goal is getting Doug West back to the team. What else, Dave? What else we got? So yeah, the plan will be to Puberton and Sam Mitchell are supposed to go to the Pacers, which is I like that idea, so I'm going to do that. They got Felton Spencer, they got LaFonso Ellis, so I especially got to trade Sam Mitchell to give LaFonso Ellis more minutes. You got John Barry, who should get real minutes in this rotation. That's why I like John Barry to the Wolves because he'll get some real minutes here. You got Vinny Del Negro, um, should continue getting good minutes, and then eventually I'm going to have Michael Williams, and Chuck Person on this team. So that's the Wolves for now. What's their 13th place? Okay, that's fine. Trailblazers, we're getting near the end. Now, one thing that I don't like is that Danny Ainge is supposed to be a free agent, and he's not. So maybe I deal Danny Ainge somewhere. I'm not sure yet. Maybe he stays in the Blazers, but he was supposed to be a free agent because he left in free agency in real life to the Suns. Um, so so that didn't happen. But we got Porter, we got Robert Pack, we got Drexler, we got Ainge, we got Kersey, we got Buck Williams and Weatherspoon. It feels like they have a really, let's see, one, two, three, four, five, six, seven, eight. I guess I guess their rotation isn't that crazy. All right, fine. Oh wait, do they have Clifford Robertson in here? Is he there too? That's what we're missing. Clifford Robertson. Let's go here. Where's Clifford Robertson? Here he is. No, Cliff Robinson. Oh, Cliff Robinson. They're confusing me. They're confusing me. There's two Cliff Robinsons. One's Clifford, one's Cliff. Okay, this is the Cliff Robinson I'm looking for though. Yeah, he's supposed to resign with the Blazers. Okay, all right. Warriors. Warriors was a team where I'm not quite sure what to do with him yet. They have 15 players. They got Hardaway. They got Marshallonis. They got Mullen. They got Billy Owens, Gatling, Tyrone Hill. They're kind of fine with where they're at. Hopefully, they'll be bad enough to get a chance to get Chris Webber next season. So I'm not really trying to do much with them yet. So we reached the end. I want to kind of get out of the moratorium period. Okay, so Ryan Anderson is back on the Sixers. Jeff Grayer is back on the Bucks. Bullets didn't do anything. Oh shit. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Maybe I can't do the Bowie thing. Okay. What? Wait, what was that comment? Do I know you? Okay. That's funny. Okay. What am I doing on 2K? I'm stuck in nostalgia, reliving the 90s. That's what I'm doing on 2K. Okay. I'm reliving the 90s through NBA 2K. Okay, that's my answer to that question. Uh, all right. Oh shit! I forgot to check the. You distracted me. You distracted me. I hope. Okay. Hold on a second. You distracted me. Okay. Hopefully that didn't fuck anything up. Cycling. Jeff Malone, Lionel Simmons, John Starks, Brad Doherty. Okay, so Brad Doherty's officially on the Magic. Okay. Kenny the Jet. Oh, I'm supposed to resign him. Pronounce rights. Why would I do that? Let's do that. Ricky Pierce, Avery Johnson, great. Oh, did the Jazz match that? Let's check that. Jazz. Wait, what? What the what the hell? Uh, okay, hold on a second. This might something might have gotten fucked up here. No, no. Okay, I'll fix that. I'm gonna have to fix that. All right, let's get out of more. I kind of hate the moratorium, to be honest with you. I kind of hate it because of shit like that. I'm gonna have to fix that. Damn it! I got distracted by that comment. Came out of left field. All right, can't resign Michael Adams. This bullshit. All right. What have we done? All right, let's just. I know. All right, let's fix that real quick. Obviously, Roger can't be on the fucking NBA 2K happened. That's what happened. The moratorium period is just I don't like it. Um, let's see. 2.62. Maybe there's a player on the Jazz that they'd want to get rid of anyway. No, we want all these players in the Jazz. Brett Roberts. Can't do it. Shit. Shit. This really fucked me up. I mean, maybe Dean Roger doesn't go on the Jazz. Maybe he doesn't go to the Jazz. Yeah, I don't know. Uh, no. I gotta figure out what to do now. Because Kowiak, Humphreys, Corbin, that doesn't do it. Shit. I just made the Supersonics too good. I was just trying to get them to uh, offer so that the Jazz could match, but then I got distracted. All right. Mark Eaton, he's old. All right, hold on. I think I can make something work here. I've done this before. Here we go. Brett Roberts and Mark Eaton for Dino Raja. Mark Eaton is old. He's 36. There's not much left on the tires. And then I can have Dino Raja and Isaac Austin. I'll bump up Isaac a little bit, just a little bit, just to get him in the rotation um, as my backup center. But that's fine. We'll just do that. Okay. That was a mistake. Shouldn't have happened, but Raja's on the Jazz now. So there we go. We had to lose Mark Eaton, but Mark Eaton's on. Mark Eaton is about to retire anyway, so it does not matter. Okay. All right. So let's make sure Raja's center. Okay. Okay. So where we're at now, Sixers have 15 players. Dawkins, Kerr, Hawkins, Peeler, Worthy, Ron Anderson, Armin Gilliam. I think I was going to move Ron Anderson to power forward. Campbell, Shackelford. Let's do that, actually. Let's do that. Ron Anderson to power forward. Oh, it's over. Oh, I guess we'll just leave it as is. Well, how about Murray? Nope, that doesn't help at all. Okay. Actually, it doesn't really. I think it's still. I think he would still be in the rotation, right? That's why I worry about that stuff. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yeah, okay. Um, any glaring maybe because Murray's supposed to be like a rotational guy. I might just bump up Murray just to make sure he gets minutes. I want to make sure Murray gets minutes on this team because we don't have a backup small forward. But I want to make sure James Worthy gets maximum amount of minutes he can get. but I also want to make sure that Tracy Murray, rookie, gets a little bit of minutes too. So, okay. Actually, for now, let's just do this for now. Ron Anderson, small forward. Okay. All right. We'll just do that for now. I don't think I have to make any big moves for the Sixers though. I think they're done. The Bucks. I like doing it this way that I can see how many players they have. 12 players. Uh, Murdoch. They got Grayer back. They got Blue Edwards. They got Sealy. They got Fred Roberts. Burkowski. Morning. Shays is kind of rough being the backup center, even for a team this bad. We might try to. They have 12 players. We might try to address the front court. So this is where I just start adding guys. Now that I have a general idea of who's on where. So backup point. I mean, Lester Connor. Maybe we stick with that. Maybe we stick with this. But I think I do want to at least see what we can do for the front court. So let's go here. Are there any backup point guard? Daryl Armstrong. Can they afford him though? They could. Maybe we'll do that. That's a lot of money though. Actually, they have the money, so let's do it. Let's add Daryl Armstrong. That's a really solid point backup point guard who could eventually be a starter. If not for them, for somebody else. We're actually having to end up on the song, by the way. So we'll have to figure something out with that. Who else can go on the? I think in real life, Abdel Nabi was a Milwaukee Buck, so I might just do that. Just to it makes it easier to just be like, well, he did it. He went to the team in real life, so why not just do that? Tarpley, sure. I don't think we have enough money actually. No, we can't do that. We might not have enough money to add anybody else. Good. Um, Washburn. Nobody here would be getting minutes anyway. All right, I think we're no way. Murray Wembanyama, is that Victor Wembanyama's dad? Okay, all right, we're good. That would put them at 14 players. What I just did. Okay, so we're good with the Bucks. The Bullets, Robinson, their point guard situation is rough. Harold Miner, AJ English, Wingate, the Bradford Smith, Timmy Legs. I'll definitely boost him. Don't worry. Harvey Grant, John Williams, Gugliotta, Larry Stewart, Purvis Ellison. I feel like they don't really have a backup big right now. But there are no backup big. There's nobody here. There's Benoit Benjamin. They don't really have the I guess they could sign Roy Tarpley. Maybe we'll do that. Yeah, maybe we'll do that. Like a 2-year deal. They already have 15 players, don't they? Yeah. Okay. So yeah, Tarpley, backup center. Larry Stewart and Gugliotta, that's good. Small forward is good. Shooting guard's pretty solid. Point guard's kind of rough. Uh, Andre Turner, 28 years old, probably not going to be developing anymore than what he's done so far. Scott Brooks coached the Bullets, didn't he? Or the Wizards. Um, that might make sense. Although I don't know if I'll have the cap space after signing Roy Tarpley. I might have to revisit that. Isn't it? Chris Childs is just kind of sitting here, by the way. That does not look like Chris Childs at all. um, yeah, they don't really. There's really not much I can do about this. Let's see. Wes Matthews, Steve Henson, Joe Henderson, Haywood Workman, Michael Ray Richardson, Greg Grant. Okay, let's try. Let's try to see if we can sign both these guys. We'll see if that works. Um, the Bulls should be good, right? Oh, we still have to. Yeah. Okay. Shit. We have to. Yeah. Sorry, Horace Grant. Oh shit. No. Don't do this to me. Don't do this to me, 2K. You see you. uh. Fuck. All right. I'm in trouble. I'm in trouble. Scott Williams. Here's the problem. We would need to now clear cap space to get Horace Grant on this team. Craig Hodges, it doesn't really do much. Because I signed Tony Kukoc to that deal, kind of fucks things up. Man, fuck. Doesn't work, does it? Let's see, what is he demanding? 2.84. I'm in trouble. I am in trouble. Hmm. Well, you got, yeah, because Scott Williams. You know what? Maybe what I'll do, I'm going to cheat a little bit. I might have somebody else sign Horace Grant and then just do a contract swap because obviously Horace Grant was supposed to be on the Bulls. Um, but 2K is fucking with me right now. So I might just do that. Let's see who can sign. This is a little first year bullshit. I don't even think anyone can. You know what I could do actually? What am I thinking? Let's just do this. Let's not even get into any of that. Let us do. I'm only gonna do this when I absolutely have to. If I don't do it, it kind of breaks the game a little bit. What am I doing? What am I looking for? I'm looking for contracts. Here we go. Let's just turn this off, just so I could do this. Okay, Horace Grant. What happened? Oh, no, I can't. One second. No, I can't. Okay, I guess you wouldn't assign. What am I doing? What is happening? Shit. All right, I guess I can't do that. Huh. I thought I could. Let me try something else. Sometimes you can fuck with this a little bit. What's he demanding now? 197. 161. Okay. So I go back here. They're 3 million under the. My back hurts. Okay. All right. So if I do something like this, 161, huh? I don't think there's a team that I can like just put all these guys on. Hanson, who the hell is that? He gets me to 162. There's no way I can find. There's no way I can make this work. Craig Hodges. I'm gonna have to like do like a couple of teams. I don't think there's anybody who has like a. So the most I could do really. This should take me down to 10 players too. The only like rotational guy I'd be losing here is Stacey King, and I guess you could argue Scott Williams too, but it's not that bad. But that would free up $2.3 million of cap space. Then I'd be able to sign Horace Grant to the Bulls. The only problem is I don't think there's a single team right now with that much cap space. So I might have to put a couple of players. Let's see who has cap space. The Bullets have cap space. The Bucks have cap space. For now. Let's not mess with them yet, though. The Hornets have cap space. The Magic have cap space. I think between the Magic and the Nets, I can clear up enough space to add Horace Grant. Also, the Blazers have cap space. All right. No, what am I doing? Let's do this. The Blazers have a little bit of cap space. I can add like Craig Hodges and this dude. Nope, that's too much money. All right. What if I just did this? It's just a second round pick. It's fine. Okay. Now where are the Bulls at? Okay. Did anybody have enough cap space to take Scott Williams? I think I'd have to ask the Bucks. It has to do with the Bucks. All right. Let's do Scott Williams. Let's just Scott Williams. We'll just do like a second round pick. I'm just gonna unload Stacey King. Valid trade. Really? Wait. Hold on. That's a valid trade. 715 left after that. Okay. So this guy, that gives us 604K cap space. This is so fucked. Okay. So now the Bulls have what? No. What just happened? Okay. That gives us 904K. Dude. Derek Martin. That still doesn't give us enough cap space. Jesus Christ. I'm in trouble. That would give us enough cap space to resign Horace Grant. Then I'm really gonna have to fucking rebuild this team. Their depth, I mean. Let us see what happens if we do this. No, it doesn't work, huh? Dudes, this is so fucked. Watch me completely implode my fucking 40-year sim in real time. Okay. Uh, so this so far I haven't gotten rid of any rotational guy. Okay? Let's make that clear. But right now I'm kind of running out of players. 176. I'm desperate. I know the Bulls are trying to sign people. Let us do this. Okay. I'm trying to fix some things here. Okay. Now I can sign Horace Grant to the Bulls. Damn it. Okay. Yeah. So that's that. So what did I just do to the Bulls? Well, I just got rid of a lot of their bench players, but they still have Jordan, Pippen, Kukoc, Armstrong, Cartwright, Paxson, and Purdue. That's one, two, three, four, five, six, seven. Horace Grant would make 8 players. They got 2 point guards. They got that. So we would have to just try to like get some guys off here. We'll see what we're left with when this is all done. Jesus Christ, man. Okay. Uh, Cavaliers. We'll come back to the Bulls. They'll be fine. I didn't really get rid of anybody important. Price, Elo, Brandon, Battle, Williams. Okay, we got 12 players. Let us do what? What do I do? I want to add maybe Mike Mitchell. We're just kind of adding guys at this point. Oh yeah, because I adjusted the contract, so a lot of these are minimum guys now. I kind of have to do this anyway. Let's add John Sally, and then I don't want to mess with Jason Williams' minutes, so let's add like Chris Washburn. Oh, shit, I pressed the wrong button. I just pressed the wrong button. Absolutely, absolute meltdown. Um, okay, nothing really. We're fine. Okay, I gotta be careful. I've been like, just pressed the wrong button. Okay, all right, let's go back to the Cavs. What did I just do? We got Sally here. Got Mike Mitchell there. How many players do you have now? 13. We're just adding a guy. Washburn, and then we're good. All right. Celtics, where are they at? Players wise? 13, not bad. This is basically their guard rotation. 3-point guard and shooting guard. Gamble, Fox, Burbakale, and Pinkney, Parrish, Klein. Um, they don't really have any cap space. They don't have any cap space, period. Let's just add Jeff Ruland. Whatever. Clippers. Okay, now I can. Can I, though? Hold on. They have Doc Rivers now? Yes, I do. Okay, I could do this trade now. Let's do the trade. All right. The trade was Doc Rivers and Charles Smith to the Knicks. What time is it? Okay. Okay. Sorry. Okay. Mark Jackson. And then I was going to add Gerald Wilkins to the deal. And then the Magic add Stanley Roberts to the Clippers. This doesn't work. Can't have fun, can we? Shit. All right. How can I make this work? I don't know if I can. 550, 125, 795. What? Wait, who was supposed to go to the Magic in this scenario? Would this work? Oh, okay. That would work. Otis Smith, Horry, Brian Williams, shooting guards, Daniel, Norman. Okay. Yeah, okay. And then the rest of that deal is I think it was first round pick and then first round pick. That was a deal, right? That was the actual deal. This was the deal that actually happened with a couple of modifications just to make the salaries work. Um, yeah, let me just double check. That was indeed the deal. Yeah, the deal was Mark Jackson to the Clippers for Bo Kimball, Doc Rivers, and Charles Smith to the Knicks, and Stanley Roberts to the Los Angeles Clippers. What's weird to me is that nobody goes to the Magic in this scenario. We kind of have to have somebody go to the Magic, or else this trade doesn't work. Wait, let me just check the first round picks situation. It was a 93 first round pick. Oh, a 94 first round pick for the Clippers. Let me change this. Here we go. Okay. All right. This is pretty much the deal. All right, so let's do this. Boom. It's done. So now we have Mark Jackson. Probably going to have Mayberry get some minutes backing up Mark Jackson. Ron Harper. Bo Kimmel's just going to trade. We'll just keep him here. Ken Norman. Um, Manning. Lloyd Vaught. Roberts. I think we'll just keep Polynice too in this scenario. In this scenario, even though he goes to the Pistons in real life. But yeah, I think might have Mayberry back up. What's their cap space now? 212. All right, let's see what we can do. Let's see what we can do with this money. We could do a lot actually. Thank you. Yeah, yeah. I mean, I'm. I don't really don't think this is as might not be as interesting, but yeah. But I appreciate you stopping by. Uh, I'm not quite sure. I'm convinced this is something I should do every time I do this, but yeah. Especially since 2K keeps messing me up in certain respects. So yeah, okay. So but there's two Grants that are like twins or brothers. They must be brothers. They have to be brothers. Okay, yeah, I'm glad that you liked it. Yeah, if it's worth the while, then that's good to hear. Um, okay, let's do this. I'm getting tired too. Uh, but I might as well just finish this for the sake of it. Okay, so that's the Clippers. I think we're good with the Clippers. Yeah, yeah. Thanks, man. I appreciate that. I appreciate that for sure. Okay. Great. All right, man. Have a good weekend. All right. So, the only problem is that 2K been screwing with me. Okay, I can put Michael Adams back on the Hawks. It makes me think that I can, but actually I can't. All right. I can't put never mind. Uh, well, that means Michael Adams can't go anywhere, can he? Because he's demanding how much money? 199. So who can even sign him? The Hornets could maybe. Nobody can sign him with that contract. The Bullets just got rid of him. Clippers. Well, let's see what else I can do. We got Concac, we got Rasmussen, we got Mo Cheeks. The only problem is I can't really clear any cap space because nobody has any money. Uh, so what was he asking for again? What am I doing? What am I doing? Okay, here we go. He is asking for 199. Hmm. Okay. Well, shit. Okay, let's see what I can do. What I might be able to do. No one can sign contract. Never mind. Nobody has cap space to just take his contract. I could maybe put Rasmussen on the Hornets for like a second. Maybe 162. Oops. Okay. And then that's probably not enough, right? Oops. Is that enough? Nope. Okay. So I would need to get rid of somebody else. Mo Cheeks is someone who kind of has to go anyway. I'm just gonna keep adding guys to the Bullets, even though they have way too many players. They have 18 players now. Okay, thanks, Bullets. Now I can sign Michael Adams. Great. All right, so Michael Adams will go to the Hawks, and then Travis Mays will be backing him up. You got Ogman and Paul Graham. You got Wilkins and Dwayne Farrell. You got Kevin Willis and Volkov, Koncak and Robert Wordan. Maybe I can get a center off for minimum money. A backup center, Mike Brown. Okay, the Heat at 15 players are probably good. Coles, Shaw, Todd Day, and Steve Smith, Glenn Rice and Willie Burton, Grant Grant Long. You got Cycli, you got Antonio Davis. Um, yeah, I think they're fine. Let's just leave them as is. The Hornets with 12 players. Bogues, they got Gill, Curry, Jackson, Newman, Larry Johnson, Gaddison, J.R. Reed, Blair Rasmussen coming off the bench with Kaminsky. Um, so all we have to really do is probably point guard for sure. So let us add. I guess all we can afford to do is add this Greg Grant. So we'll do that. We can't actually. Why does it say it's affordable if I can't actually sign him? That doesn't make any sense. Wait a minute. Let's make. I can't even send to a minimum deal. Okay, this is ridiculous. Okay. Um, then we just need to sign whoever. But we won't worry about that. Let's just Jazz. 13 players. Stockton, Humphreys, Malone, Robertson, Corbett, Malone, Koskowiak. Okay, we're good there. I'm just gonna honestly, with like the end of bench reserves players, I'll let the CPU take care of that at this point. Webb, Brown. The Kings could use a backup point. Uh, they got Hobson and Richmond. They got Simmons. They could use a backup small forward too. But Bonner, Tisdale, the front court's okay. There's really not much left, is there, for point guards? Michael Richardson, Steve Henson. There's nobody, man. It is dry. How about shooting guard? Walter Davis. How about small forward? Jeff Turner. Kelly Tripica. And there's nobody left, huh? Chapman. These guys are asking for too much money, and I can't offer them anything. How about Scott Skiles? I could actually hold on a second. Let me just make sure. Can Scott Skiles go back to the Magic? Yes, he can. Okay, let's make sure we can do that. Great. Um, the Kings. Let's go point guard. They just need somebody to back up Spud Webb. Or you know what? Randy Brown. Might have to just have him be the backup point guard. I don't think we have a choice. Let's focus on small forward then. Could they afford Bernard King? No, they can't. Why are you? Okay, they can't afford him. Sabonis is going to go to the Suns. English, Tracy Moore, Jeff Turner. This is a struggle. There's like nobody here. Gage, Mills, Bullard, Sean Higgins, Eccles, Benny Johnson. I mean, maybe we can have Walter Davis come off the bench. Okay. Bowie's going where? For the Clippers. Okay. Okay. That'll have to do. Knicks, 13 players. Rivers, Anthony, Blackman, Starks, McDaniel, Smith, Oakley, Mason. We're fine here. Lakers, 11 players. Johnson, Threat, Byron Scott, Teagle, Chucky Brown. Barkley's going to be small forward. Perkins, AC Green, Divac. There's really nobody left. Nobody can sign Bernard King. English. That's center. McAdoo. Sampson. Man, this is rough. Maybe I can. Weddington got minutes for the Bulls in real life. Jesus, there's not much, nobody left. Let's just sign Weddington because he at least got minutes for the Bulls in real life. Maybe I can give him minutes if it comes down to that. Donald Royal, Jeff Turner, Tracy Moore. Let's do that. Tracy Moore. Okay. Magic. Have 10 players. We're going to get Scott Skiles, Sam Vincent, Nick Anderson, Gerald Wilkins, Scott, Terry Catledge, Robert Ory, got Doherty. I'll probably have Ryan Williams be the backup center. Okay. They got some cap space. I don't think they could sign. No, we can't do that because they have what's his face coming. Um, let's just add some bodies here. English. Um, they're good on power forward. McAdoo's still around. Greg Kite. He's something. All right. Mavericks have plenty of players. Harper, Iuzelino, Lever, Hubert Davis, Gray, Vandeweghe. Yikes, the power forward situation is quite lacking. Sean Rooks, Irv Williams. I mean, you could move McRae to power forward. What's the cap space situation like? They have some cap space. Um, there's Terry Davis. There's Rick Mahorn. Not much left though. Maybe they signed Michael Cage. Oops. Why did I do that? I pressed the wrong button again. Okay. Brooks. Okay, I guess I can't. Oh, that's right. Never mind. Okay. All right. Let's go back. Lakers, Magic, Mavericks. Are they gonna do the Mavericks? Michael Cage. Sure. The Nets. Blaylock. Blaylock is eventually gonna get moved. I'll probably make that move next year. In real life, he got moved to the Hawks. But I might wait on that one. Petrovic, Tate George, Chris Morris, Rafael Addison, Coleman, Stacey King, Bowie Dudley. We're fine. The Nets are fine. The Nuggets, Abdul Ralph and Garland, Mark Macon. You got Christie here, Wesley here, Liberty, Mike Sanders. This is fine. The Nuggets are fine. The Pacers, Vern Fleming. Now let's see if we can get. Yeah, that should be able to work. Michael Williams. Yeah, so Michael Williams will be the starter, or he might be traded. Actually, we'll see. Miller, McLeod. Might trade Chuck Person. You got Walt Williams here. You got Shrimp. You got Dill Davis needs to be bumped up a little bit. Thompson and Rick Smits. They'll be fine. They got their rotational guys. That's what matters. The Pistons. Thomas, Dumars, Darrell Walker. You got Spreewell here. You got Woolridge. You got McGuire. You got Rodman. You got Lambeer and Bedford. They could do with another point guard, but there's really nobody they can get, right? At this point, probably not. Nobody good. Um, yeah, well, they can maybe we can do this. Okay. Rockets. We definitely want to make sure Kenny Legend Smith goes here. Shit. Are you kidding me? 164. I'm being reminded of okay. Where we at? Okay. Yeah, Sleepy Floyd to the Clippers. Right? We'll have to do it. Go here. This should work now. Okay. All right. Kenny just Smith. So they have Kenny just Smith now, or they will have him. Maxwell, Dale Ellis, Buck Johnson, Otis Thorpe, Hakeem. They got Moses Malone. They'll be fine. We might have to make some little fixes here and there. Strickland, Johnson, probably going to be moving Rod Strickland, Ricky Pierce, or Sean Elliott, Terry Cummings, David Robinson. They're fine. some of these teams we'll just have to make some fixes down the before the season starts. Yeah, I want to be done. I'm just done at this point. Um, the Sonics don't have a two guard right now. They don't have a two guard. Should be Rex Chapman, right? There you go. All right, that should solve that. Um, Other than that, they are more than fine, I think. Kemp, Sabonis, Eaton. Okay, yeah. All right. Timberwolves are fine. Trailblazers are fine. Might deal Ainge later. And then the Warriors are generally fine, right? All right, let's see what happens if we do this a couple times. Can't do that, huh? That's fine. We don't have to do that. Grant signed. Pennington. Oh shit. All right, Suns. You gotta sign Sabalos. Okay. Okay. Good. Gage to the Mavericks. Michael Adams. You know what? I appreciate that uh, someone gets something out of this stream, but I think I don't know if I'll be doing this every off season because it's a drag for me to be doing this, and maybe this is fun to watch, but it's not fun for me. It's not fun for me at all. Yeah, we do want to add Antoine Carr to the Spurs. Terry Mills. Where was Terry Mills last season? The Nets. Go back here. Yeah, Coleman. Yeah, no, I want Mills to be somewhere else. Let's see. Let's see where's a good landing spot for him. I don't think the Bucks have the money to do that, do they? Probably not. Who has cap space? You know what? Rockets could use the. Although they might. Yeah, they can't do it. Never mind. I think if the Nets still have his rights, they might not though. Damn it. 117 is the number. I don't think anybody. It's always the Bullets. It's always the Bullets. All right. The Bullets are going to have like 20 players now. But we'll just have to get rid of some players, I guess. All right. In fact, let me just make sure that signing goes through. So I'll cut Mo Cheeks. Okay. Come on. There you go. Great. What time is it? Jesus Christ. All right. Gotta wrap it up. This is supposed to be a quick sesh. Like I said. Oh, Matt Bullard. supposed to go to the Rockets. Here's Bullard. Gotta make sure it happens. Tarpley, Edwards, Benoit Benjamin. Benjamin. Could he go to the Jazz, actually? Probably not. Let's see. I did the same thing again. Okay, Benoit Benjamin. Okay, fine. You can't. Can anyone take Benoit Benjamin? Nets, maybe. The Pistons, the Rockets, maybe. Nope. Running out of space. Running out of cap space. The entire league is running out of cap space. Blazers might be able to take him. There you go. Okay. Bernard King isn't going anywhere because he's demanding too much money and no one has cap space for him. Tarpley. Could put Tarpley on the Sixers maybe. But we're running out of guys. There's nobody left basically. This guy, Greg Grant. Um, who needs a point guard? I mean, I guess the Bucks need a point guard. Let's try that. Oh wow, they can't even sign him. Jesus Christ. You know what though? The Bulls only have 10 players. Let me just make sure they have some guys. Let's just try to fill the Bulls roster with some folks. Maybe we can add Mo Cheeks as a veteran. That's 11 guys. Mario Ellie, 12 guys. They're just literally filling their team. Mike McGee. Oh, Joe Bushler. Yeah, we should do that. He actually was on the Bulls. Okay, that's all we can do for now. Power forward. That's the other Cliff Robinson right there. Terry Davis. And then, sure, Ralph Sampson. He won't see any minutes, but now the Bulls have players. Okay. Let's do this too. Okay. Wait, what? I have to do that for them. All right. I think we're done. Let's just keep going. All right. Let's check out player progression. Worthy, Hawkins, Gilliam, Tarpley. Might have been a mistake adding Tarpley, but I think it'll be fine. Eventually, Campbell will be the starter. Dawkins and Kerr looking good. Ron Anderson going down a little bit. Makes sense. He's getting old. But everything looks about right there. Got Scott Williams going up. Jeff Grayer going up. Murdoch going up. Ramil Robinson, Scott Brooks. Legler, okay. Terry Mills. I think I'm gonna have to deal some guys in the off season, or before the trade deadline. That's what I meant to say. Bulls. Wow, Cartwright's really taking a dip. I guess Purdue is going to be starting. I got Kukoc here. Got Pippen. Got Grant. Armstrong is improving. Paxson is sliding. Cavaliers, Price is going down. Brandon's going up. Bills is going up a little bit. Mike Mitchell. Larry Nance going down. Danny Ferry. Um, D. Brown and Sherman Douglas are improving on the Celtics. Rick Fox as well. Bird and McHale are declining, as well as Robert Parrish, as you would expect. On the Clippers, Stanley Roberts, that they just traded for, is improving. 26-year-old Danny Manny uh, has declined a little bit, which I don't understand that. Um, Anthony Bowie, Ron Harper. Okay. Michael Adams declining a tiny bit. Travis Mays, Augman, Dominique Wilkins is declining slightly. You got Mike Brown here. Okay. Uh, Bimbo Cole's improving. Steve Smith, Willie Burton, Grant Long, Tony Davis. On the Hornets, Bogues, Gill's looking pretty good. Del Curry, Larry Johnson, J.R. Reed. On the Jazz, Rajah's looking good as the future. Karl Malone, Jet Malone going down a little bit. Robertson kind of staying the same. Humphreys more or less staying the same. We got to boost Randy Brown just a tiny little bit so we can get justify giving him more minutes. Mitch Robinson, Walt Davis, probably not going to be seeing much time on the court. Tisdale, Anthony Bonner maybe will be playing more small forward than power forward. Uh, yeah, but everything looks good else otherwise. Um, wow, the Knicks backup center situation isn't looking too good, but everything else is looking okay. Rolando Blackman's kind of staying put at 82. Magic Johnson declining a little bit. Byron Scott improving a little bit actually. Barkley 93. AC Green up. Divac up. We got Scott Skiles declining. Doesn't make any sense. Wasn't he an 80 overall? Now he's 77. I think I have to fix that. I might make some adjustments to these ratings because I don't know if I agree with all of them. But everything's more or less okay there. Uh, that's looking fine. Let's see the Nets. Kenny Anderson. Yes, this is the thing. So Mookie Blaylock was traded from the Nets. I might do the trade sooner than later because Kenny Anderson needs to start seeing starter minutes sooner than later. Abdul Ralph, that's looking good. Patumbo looking great. Rick Smits, 80 overall. Dale Davis, 76. Michael Williams looking good. Daryl Armstrong, great. McGuire and Woolridge are declining. Let's see, Olajuwon, Bullard, Dale Ellis. All right. Strickland, Avery Johnson needs to have a higher rating than that. In fact, he has a B minus potential, which he was a starter for many years. So like, he can't be a 74 overall, be a starter. Uh, doesn't quite add up to me. Suns. Not much to say there, really. Gary Payton, okay, starting to look like an all-star. Rex Chapman, Ernie Johnson, or Eddie Johnson. It's a bonus. Great. Everything here looks okay. Yeah, so I might make further adjustments to these rosters. I'll go over the rosters before we start the 93 season, which will not be today. Just so we make it clear. Hell nah. All right, that's it. That is that. We have to select an all-star city. Fix automatically. Fix automatically. Fix automatically. The demo draft last. What was that again? What was it like? Trilly something? Trilly the goat. Trilly the goat. Although I will say there was a duplicate player in the 92 draft class. Here we go. But let's take a look at it actually. All right, looking good. Looks to be in order. My hand hurts. I gotta get to bed, folks. That's it. That's that. All right. Well, there's some few for there were some extra signings here, which looks fine to me. Bullets waived a bunch of people. See, look, Bulls power ranking is first. They should be fine. Let's see what it looks like now, really quick. Dawkins, Hawkins, Stingsworthy. We'll see if there's any glaring issues that I'll have to fix. Tarpley, Campbell. Why is everyone -1? Steve Kerr, Ron Anderson, Anthony Peeler. All right, that's about right. That's about right. And I mean, Ron Anderson would be getting power forward and small forward minutes. Okay. I mean, Tracy Murray, maybe I bump him up a little bit and make him part of the rotation. But for now, I think this is a fine 9-man rotation. The Bucks, Murdoch, Blue Edwards, Malik Sealy, Burkowski, Mourning, Scott Williams, Fred Roberts, Jeff Grayer, Brad Lowhouse. All right, not bad. Lester Connor, oof. I mean, they might want to upgrade point guard situation. But as far as a team that's trying to lose, looks all right. Ramil Robinson, Harold Miner, Harvey Grant, Terry Mills. We're doing this again. Terry Mills and the Bullets. Fermis Ellison, Tom Gugliotta, John Williams. In fact, I might deal either Mills or Gugliotta before the trade deadline because I wasn't trying to put these two guys in the same team. It's just that I had to put Terry Mills somewhere, and the Bullets had cap space. So legs, I will get legs in the rotation. In fact, I have to get legs and Scott Brooks in the rotation, and right now it's not looking. I'll have to fix that. That is something I'll have to fix. The Bulls, yeah, B.J. Armstrong, Michael Jordan, Scottie Pippen, Horace Grant, Cartwright, Kukoc, Kevin Edwards, John Paxson, Terry Davis. That is about right. I mean, Purdue should be getting minutes too, so I'll address that. Cavaliers, Mark Price, Craig Elo, Reggie Williams, Larry Nance, Howard Williams, Terrell Brandon, Denny Ferry, John Sally, John Battle. Wow, Jason Williams. Okay, we'll might bump up Jason Williams a little bit, just to get him in the rotation. Well, they have John Sally there too, so okay. Celtics, D. Brown, Reggie Lewis, Kevin Gamble, Bird, Parrish, Kale, Fox, Sherman Douglas, Pinkney, and Bagley. Pretty solid. Clippers, Mark Jackson, Ron Harper, Ken Norman, Danny Manning, Stanley Roberts, Anthony Bowie, Gary Grant, Polonese. Lloyd Blanc should also get minutes too. Okay. There might be. Again, there might be some slight fixes I have to make here and there. Michael Adams, Stacey Ogman, Dominique Wilkins, Kevin Willis, Mike Brown, Travis Mays, Paul Graham, Dwayne Farrell. Some slight changes might need to be made. This is fine for now. Miami Heat, Bimbo Coles, Smith, Rice, Long, Cycli, looking okay there. Bogues, Gill, Jim Jackson, Larry Johnson, J.R. Reed, Jazz, Stockton, Jeff Malone, Corbin, Karl Malone, Raja, Humphreys, Theus, Robertson. I guess Theus is happening. We'll see if I agree with that ultimately. Spud Webb, Richmond, Lionel Simmons, Tisdale, Shaq, Hobson, Coswell, Bonner, Randy Brown. The Knicks, Doc Rivers, John Starks, Charles Smith, Oakley, Ewing, Blackman, McDaniel. McDaniel left in free agency, I believe. Or he got way. I don't know what happened to him, but he's still on the Knicks. Keith, Mason. It's a pretty loaded team. Oh, Greg Anthony's gonna need minutes. Although they're gonna have Greg Grant get minutes instead. I don't know if I agree with that. We'll have to fix that, I think. Lakers. All right. Everything's fine. We'll fix what we have to fix, but yeah. I like this. I'm definitely gonna be checking out some Orlando Magic with Doherty, Scott, Anderson, Skiles, Catledge, Robert Ory off the bench. I think this Magic team could be pretty nice. I like it. I approve. Mavericks aren't going to be as fun to watch. The Nets, again, we'll probably have to deal Mookie Blaylock so we can get Kenny Anderson some minutes. Uh, Otherwise, they look pretty good. Nuggets, all right. All right, we're just going to go over the rosters again and again. All right, that's it, guys. Next time, uh, yeah, I'll be 93 season. I'll make some further adjustments to the rosters off stream. I think whether or not I do this again, it would depend. This took a lot longer than I was hoping for. You know what I mean? And it might be better for me to just do it in small sessions, just off stream. So, but you know what? Never say never. Um, if I have some exciting trades to do, that I want to do on stream, maybe we'll do that. But all right, we're done. Thank you, everybody. Good night.